what they're seeing and everything, and about this time somebody yells, "It's back!" And it's now a little bit closer, about 100 yards out, maybe 100, 200 feet off the water, and it then demonstrates as far as going up and down, side to side, cants left and right, then cants at an angle, and goes right back into the water. Now, when it goes into the water, and when it came out of the water, there was no explosion or implosion as far as it went back in. And
so what was the size of this vehicle? Could you estimate?
Oh, 100 yards out, I'm gonna have to guess that this craft was somewhere around, and I'm guessing, I'm saying probably 50 to 60 feet overall length.
Okay.
Okay.
So it wasn't huge.
No, but what was amazing about this, I had the opportunity later on to be able to meet the astronaut Gordon Cooper, and I had asked him about it, and he said, "Bill, it's when you have a electromagnetic propulsion, there's a force field around it. It's like that craft is inside a sandwich, so that when it comes out of it and when it goes back in, you're not going to see the explosion or the implosion." I'm pulling out of the project, and all of a sudden I see this huge bright light in the sky, and I'm thinking, oh my God, there's a plane exploded or a missile exploded and everything, whatever. But there's this huge light, and all of a sudden it doesn't go away. It starts pulsing. This light is going in and out like this. And then so I take off and going on the Hellendale Road, going out toward 395, and this thing is starting to move to the west. And I'm speeding up to over 100 miles an hour, and it's pulling away from me. And so it starts going like this, and it's getting faster, and all of a sudden it goes, whew, just like that, and it's gone.
Your wife saw this at the same time.
Right. Now, at that point, I called the Sheriff's Department, I called FAA, I called Vandenberg, because Vandenberg is where they had the missile shoots and stuff like that. Vandenberg said there was no missile shoot, and we were going out to a place called Mars Hill, which is out in the Mojave Desert, close to Edwards Air Force Base. And they said, if you want to see crazy things at night, you've got to go here. So we're all out there, and we're having a barbecue, and we're watching things, and about this time we had been commenting on some of the light formations and everything, the way the craft were flying around, is that's nothing that we make that can do that, and we're laughing about that. And then all of a sudden this girl had just this beautiful real long red hair, and it is straight out like one of these things that you hold the electron thing over. Okay. It is straight up in the air, and she's pointing up, and she is screaming bloody murder. Going over the top of us is a craft that's the size of a football field, rectangular in shape, moving at slow speed toward Edwards Air Force Base. Okay? We bail. We get out of there so fast it's not even funny. I always loved to go down to the Indian River and go fishing and everything. So it was a Friday afternoon, and I was going down and put my gear out and everything, and threw my line out and just kind of sat back. And I'd like to preface this statement this way. I don't smoke, I don't drink, never done drugs, and I'm the grandson of a Methodist preacher.
Okay.
So I wasn't having my beer. I didn't have anything special as far as to, put me out. But I kind of leaned back against the palm, and the next thing I know, I'm on a pedestal table. I'm inside a craft. I'm looking up at a domed ceiling. I don't see any light fixtures, and I have 3 ETs to my left-hand side. 2 short, 1 taller, and I'm guessing about 5 feet tall and maybe 3.5 to 4 feet tall to my left. And the only marking in the room is up on the ceiling is this brilliant, brilliant, bright blue placard with 3 gold stars on it. Okay? Now, conversation as far as that I'm going through is all telepathic. What I found was that I had a spiritual feeling about it. I felt that there was a reason I shared that experience, and I was exposed to that experience. I still feel that today. In 1995, I get invited to a classified conference. They even changed my name, give me tickets, different identification, and I fly in to Northern California, and I'm taken to a place called the Alisal Ranch. And it's a conference that later you'll find out that it was put on by the Rockefeller Foundation. Bob Dean was there.
Really?
Okay. 2 KGB officers were there. There was a Russian pilot there, astronaut. There was the lieutenant colonel that his father owned the ranch in Roswell that found the stuff, that kept some of the stuff and buried it. So that was brought out at the conference.
Okay.
And when they brought out this one piece that had come off the craft, it was like an I-beam, miniature I-beam, very lightweight, and it had hieroglyphics on it. And we're talking about it, and I said, this looks familiar. There's something about this. And sure enough, 2 of the characters matched the Phoenician Sanskrit. Okay?
Okay.
So that's
an interesting link.
That was an interesting link that we looked at there.
You didn't call Zachariah Sitchin or anything to tell him of what you'd seen, huh?
No, in fact, I don't know whether Zachariah was there or not. We had one of our own astronauts there. We had 2 naval officers there. We had Air Force officer there, and a number of industrialists. And but this thing was treated so classified. I thought that the president was going to be there. Following the conference at the Alisal Ranch was when I received a personal invite to go to Mesquite and talk at the international conference, UFO conference.
Okay, but did you know someone there? Why did they know to contact you?
They were at the Alisal conference, and this individual that puts on the conferences and everything was there.
One of the people there.
One of the people there.
Very interesting.
Do you mean the international UFO conference?
Yeah.
Bob Brown.
Bob Brown.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bob Brown is certainly in the know at this point.
Right, and so he had invited me to come to this conference. That was my introduction to public speaking and going out and talking about UFO and ET phenomena, let the truth be known.
Okay, but did you at that point need convincing? Because Bob Brown, I mean, you're at this ranch, you're talking to all these people, you meet Bob Dean, I assume you guys shared stories.
Oh, we knew each other from when we were stationed in
really?
Europe.
Ah,
because I was flying for General Gabriel Dissaway, and he was working, he was the command sergeant major for the commander of USRA. Okay.
Very interesting. Well, we just did an interview with him, so that's why I'm asking you. He's
how
a
is
great
he
guy.
doing?
He's wonderful.
Oh,
he's a beautiful man.
Please tell him I said hello, Colonel Gordon Cooper, USAF NASA astronaut, back on October the 22nd of '96. We had become very near dear friends. He was stationed as an astronaut down at in Cocoa Beach, and I was stationed at Patrick, and my last mission was the Apollo 13 mission.
Really?
And I was working there and working with special air missions and also special events whenever they were doing a launch and helping dignitaries.